Hello and welcome to another Robin Day School video. I wanted to work him with one of my dogs on place because when we did our consultation you said that you wanted to work on focus around other dogs and him being crated while other dogs are doing things as well, which we did work on a little bit. He did all right. So this is kind of like the exercise that I do where I throw the piece of food, he goes to the end of the leash, and then he's expected to come back to me. Not by me particularly doing anything, but because he feels the leash pressure. And he picked up on that really quick here. And I made sure that Juno was not doing anything interesting to make it easy for Robin to succeed. So we worked on down. What I'm trying to do at this point is get him to stop mouthing my hand. I think he believes that that is a necessary part of the command, is to mouth my hand. Because he always has to do it before he lays down. Or he'll be doing it while he's laying down. So I'm trying to get him to understand that that's not what I'm looking for. So you'll see me hold my hand a little bit further away, which I typically do not do when asking a dog to down or do any sort of command. I don't want to move my hand away to make them think they need to follow it. I am just trying to not let him do the action of mouthing at my hand. I want him to look at the hand cue and know that that means something. And it does not mean mouth, it just means butt and front on the ground. I'm also cueing with one hand and rewarding with the other hand, which hopefully over time will help with the mouthing, because he will know that there is no treat in that hand. It just means to please do this command. And of course, rewarding for duration when he gives it to me. He hit the end of the leash, but then immediately turned off the leash pressure. I don't mind that he went to go sniff. That's quite acceptable. And then he came back to me and I gave him a cookie. Ideally, I would not be holding a leash while I'm doing this. Trying to get him to not mouth at my hand. But since I have another dog out, I'm keeping the leash in hand. Because that way you would have both hands, one to hold the treats to be ready to give it to him, and one that does not have the treat so that you can cue him. So again, just letting him hold that leash pressure. And then he releases it, comes back, gets a treat. And then I put Juno up, and we worked some on retrieving an antler. And I did a couple different things. I rewarded him when he, at a distance, put his mouth on it. So I said yes to cue him that putting his mouth on it was correct. And anytime I'm doing something like this too, or working on resource guarding, he never growls or anything, but you can see his stance over the toys or the antler. How he's kind of like hovering over it and protecting it. So I'm just trying to counter condition that a little bit by either dropping a treat next to him and not grabbing the toy or the antler, or just giving him a treat directly to his mouth. And of course, always trading. So here I'm trying to get him to hold it. So not just put his mouth on it like last week, but put your mouth on it and hold it. And he did really good. Whether he knows what he's actually supposed to do or not, he did pretty well. I waited for the moment there when I could grab it when he moved it towards me and trade him for that treat. Just trying to get him to do that behavior of pick it up and bring it in my general vicinity. And this time he went and got it and brought it back. So I gave him a small handful of treats. And then I gave him extra treats. And I ended our retrieve session there because that was perfect. And like I said, he was feeling quite lazy this day. So that was a good success for him. So I ended it there. And then we worked on Leave It. What I'm doing now for Leave It is, quote unquote, accidentally dropping the treats on the ground and then asking him to leave it, like a more real world situation where if you're cooking or drop something off the counter, you're next to it, but it's more of a real life situation. And here I am next to it, and I typically put it on the other side of me so that if they decide to bolt towards it, I can step in between them, which I did do a couple times. If they go towards it after you say leave it, you can say no and say leave it again, or you don't have to say anything. Just depends on your training style. Whether you want to talk more to your dog or talk less to your dog. Doesn't matter to me. I prefer to talk less to my dogs. What I'm doing here is looking for eye contact. Sometimes he just stares at my legs for a while. Sometimes I make a little noise or I say his name to prompt the eye contact, and then I can reward him for it. And then at the very end, we did some flirt pole stuff. I don't want to do it in the beginning because then he'd be tired and probably focusing on the flirt pole that's hung up on the wall. So I do it near the end as kind of a woohoo, we did training, here you go, buddy. Even though this is still training because I'm working on getting him to want to bring the toy back to me. I'm totally okay to let him possess it a little bit and just pet him and tell him he's good and that he got it and he's such a good boy. I don't want to, every time he brings it to me, take it, even if I am trading for it. It's okay to hold on to that toy for a little bit. Anyways, thank you for letting me work with him. We had a good day, even though he was feeling a little bit lazy.